mean, you know, he probably hasn't called yet. Did I tell you he's a singer?
Mm-hmm. Just call.
Oh, honey, no, on speaker.
Okay.
You have 2 new messages.
Oh.
Mary, oh, Mary, 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 Mary. Hey, Mary, it's Jude. Call me back. Bye-bye.
Amazing.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah.
Jenny, oh, Jenny, Jenny, Jenny. Hey, Jenny, it's Jude. I was just calling to, what number did I just dial?
Everybody's talking about the new movie, He's Just Not That Into You. And we're helping real-life single ladies figure out if they're wasting their time with a guy who's just not into them. So now, Paige, you're next. Are you ready for this firing squad of men?
Oh, I think I can handle him.
Okay, let's see. So you've been dating your guy for 2 or 3... You've been dating your guy for 2 to 3 months, okay? Tell me how it used to be, like how... Like he would contact you in the beginning and how
At first, when we first got together, he would call me or make sure I at least had a text message first thing when I woke up in the mornings. He would pop in at work and see me, just like nothing like over the top, but just enough to make me know that he's thinking about me.
Yeah, we know about that early dating thing when you get that text in the morning and you wake up and you're like, and you'll get your text and you're like, ah. And then when did the sweet stuff stop?
About a month ago, it just kind of stopped. I don't really know why.
You don't know why.
Did you put out?
Now you guys, well, how soon did you put out, Paige?
Still have not.
Girl!
Thank you. Good.
So actually the guys clapped for that. I think the guys like that.
I was clapping because I figured out the answer why he stopped calling. So I was like, I'm 2 for 2.
Okay, so Paige, when you go out to lunch with him, you go out, you have a good time, but there's something that doesn't make you so happy.
He never pays for me.
Huh?
Never.
So you do Dutch all the time?
Yeah, like, no matter what, like, if the server will bring one check, he'll put out his half and then, like, kind of slide it towards me for me to put out my last.
Wow. What are the guys? Okay. You know what, Paige? I'm going to continue. The audience has already made a snap judgment. But I feel like we need to hear the story. We need to hear both sides. So, Rob, come on out here. Okay, so, Rob, Paige is not sure if you're into her. The audience has an opinion that you haven't seen yet. But I want to kind of get to the bottom of this, if you're into her or not. So let's talk about when you guys go out to lunch and dinner and the check comes. And tell me what happens when that check comes, Rob.
When the check comes,
You get cheap.
sometimes, it's not that I get cheap. You know, I would love, of course, to pay for everything every time. Unfortunately, that's not feasible. I am the stereotypical, cliched, broke college student.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, it's like I said, it's not that I wouldn't like to. I just don't want that expectancy to be there if I start paying for everything every time. Later on down the road, if I don't happen to pay for something or if I don't have the money for it.
So is it not having the money or not wanting to feel used?
She said you've never paid.
Ever.
Ever. I just say never.
I paid for breakfast this morning. Thank you very much.
You paid for breakfast this morning. But was it the money that we gave you?
The hotel gave you breakfast for free.
we give our guests some money that, you know, it's called per diem. We fly you out, we put you in a hotel, and we give you a little money.
Did you talk?
Actually, Tyra paid for breakfast. Sleep with her.
No, not hello. Okay, now let me take, so we got the money thing down. Let's talk about this ex-girlfriend of yours, okay? So, Paige, tell me about that. She's an ex, but she's still very alive.
She is very alive. I don't think that he's still into her. I just think that he's not over her, per se.
Okay.
And, I mean, just, I don't know why we have to talk about her so much.
What do we talk about?
Well, like, Valentine's Day is coming up, and, you know, I was joking. Said, hey, you gonna give me that $300,000 necklace that we just saw at the jewelry store? He stops, dead in his tracks, gets so serious and said, I'm never, ever, ever buying another piece of jewelry for another female ever again, because my ex pawned off every single piece of jewelry I ever gave to her.
Okay, and also, let's also talk about a certain song that came on in the car. You guys were in the car, and there was a song that came on the radio. What song was that, Paige?
Do you really want me to say it?
Yeah.
It's a Twista song.
A Twista song?
Yeah.
Okay, so this song comes on, and what does Rob say when the song...
He kind of gets real quiet and looks at me and then kind of turns his head away and shakes his head. And I was like, what's wrong with you? He said, oh, well, this is me and my ex's Boom Boom song.
Boom Boom meaning...
My man right there.
What? You guys are debating? So CJ, you think that you think he's into her?
Well, I think he's into her simply because this is what I want to say in his defense. He's making a choice or a decision that a lot of people make in relationships. He's allowing the scars from an old relationship to navigate the course of this relationship.
How old are you?
But that's a mistake.
That's kind of good.
So I think, and my initial question I wanted to ask is, are you guys going out to very fancy, expensive restaurants, or are you maintaining going out based on what you can do? I mean,
What type of restaurant are you guys going to?
I mean, of course, it's not McDonald's, but it's not Ruth's Chris Steakhouse either. You know?
So what is it, like Olive Garden?
To where you're not taxing
Is it
your
Olive Garden?
account.
Well,
Like
sure,
that level?
Sure, you know, medium range dinners.
Cheesecake
things
Factory.
of that
Here's the big
nature.
question
Yeah,
for me
sure.
is,
That's kind of expensive.
she pawned off all the jewelry you bought her. Weren't you a broke college student? How you buy her jewelry?
The ex. Hello.
Nobody. This is gay CSI right here.
But Rob, but you know what? Something that I want to say is,
CJ, you can't make an allowance for this dude. If he liked this girl, he would totally act differently. He would pay for stuff.
He would prostitute himself to pay for stuff.
Dude, guys make more of an effort for a girl to say, well, I can't ever remember him paying.
Rob,
that's not him being cheap. That's him not really caring about this girl and still being into the old girl.
Rob, let's be
so
honest.
he shouldn't be moving on with this young lady right here
Rob, let's
until
be
he
honest.
totally lets the old girl go.
Are you into her or not?
Yes.
Into her.
I would
Are
like
you
to
way
believe
into
that.
her?
I would say on a 1 to 10 scale, relationships at a 6 or a 7. Not because I'm not into her,
Which is
because
fair.
the relationship is so relatively new.
which is fair.
Okay, that's
which
fair.
is fair.
How long have you guys been together?
A 3-month period.
We're gonna vote again, because by the way, Rob, they all voted that you weren't into her before you came out. Like, you know, okay, so we've heard Vanessa's side, we've heard CJ's side. Let's see, who thinks that he's into her and who thinks that he is not into her?
Anybody change their vote?
Okay, we have,
You change your vote.
it's kind of a mix. And still the majority is not into him. Paige, what do you think you'll do? What do you think you'll do? Do you give this time, or do you think that you deserve a little more?
As of right now, since it is still new and now that all this is kind of out in the open, give him a little bit more time and see if he can make it right.
You're gonna give some time to make it right. Okay, good luck to you. We'll be right back.